Yo, what's good guys? The Mighty McBob here. Welcome to the channel. I'm going to start by making what might be a bold statement. I think something everybody has in their life is either a deep love or a deep fear for the deep ocean. One game that plays deep on them emotions is Subnautica. Today, I'm going to be doing something different for myself, and I'm going to be ranking all the Leviathans in Subnautica. I've been streaming a lot of Subnautica over the past couple of weeks on my TikTok, and I thought, why not express my thoughts on some of Subnautica's most memorable creatures, the Leviathan class lifeforms. So, without further ado, let's get into the list. Coming in at number 6 is the BFG that is the Reefback Leviathan. The first Leviathan 99% of players will come across. These passive giants dwarf all around them in size, primarily roaming through the grassy plateaus amongst other biomes. Reefbacks aren't hostile, and resources can be gathered from the small ecosystems that form on their back. They're very, as I say, passive, non-hostile, and I feel they don't necessarily contribute too much to gameplay. Aside from their size, they don't necessarily have anything that makes them stand out. I by no means think they are a bad Leviathan. As a matter of fact, I actually really like all the Leviathans in this game, but I just don't feel there's enough to justify putting them over other Leviathans. I did at one stage, but my opinion got changed. Coming in at number 5, we have the Sea Treader Leviathan, or as my autocorrect likes to call it, the Sea Treader. The Sea Treader, it's an interesting non-hostile Leviathan, found only along the Sea Treader's path. They are memorable if you find them. A first-time player can complete the whole game without ever encountering them. I do find them interesting, especially the fact that they are confined to that one location. Also, if you swim along that path, you can gather resources from the ground that kick up while they're moving. But their location being well off the beaten track and possessing a lack of either hostility or interaction, they find themselves fairly low on the list. This isn't me saying that they're bad or that I don't like them, it's just I prefer others. They are fairly memorable, and I have them above the Reefbacks because, if you find them, I believe they have a much longer lasting impact. Coming in at number 4, we have the active lava zone's very own Sea Dragon Leviathan. There are just 2 of these gigantic creatures that spawn into the game, named Jamal and Haribo. These creatures boast a gigantic size, being the second largest Leviathan we come across in the game. With incredible lore, such as the fact they rise to the surface to hunt Reapers, which we don't actually see, but lore-wise they do. You see a lot of Reaper skeletons down there, that's because these dudes are munching on them. And the fact they have an incredible design. They're a very intimidating threat. They're quite memorable, and they're a serious problem to any player who chooses to get too close. They'll have no problem chewing on your prawn suit, as you can see right here. So when the sea dragon's in town, don't play around. Following the Sea Dragon Leviathan, at number 3 we have the Sea Emperor Leviathan. Another switch up from the short I made with the quickfire version of this list. Something that we see very little of throughout our playthrough. The Sea Emperor's placing is due to its heavy involvement in the story and the lore behind it. Producing Enzyme 42, the cure for the caravirus that plagues 4546b, it was captured by the architects in hopes that they could extract this enzyme to produce a cure. It possesses no threat, and aside from talking to us telepathically, which, yeah, did I mention, it can talk to us telepathically. That is sick. But yeah, no, aside from that, we don't see much of it outside the endgame, but its impact and its lore is too strong to hold a lower place in my opinion, which is why, compared to my short, it's been bumped up from 4th place to 3rd place. Yeah, the Sea Emperor Leviathan, there you go. The second spot is where we reach what I believe are undoubtedly the top 2 Leviathans of the series. Coming in at 2nd place, we have the beautiful yet eerie bioluminescent menace that is the Ghost Leviathan. The only hostile Leviathan that we can see in both juvenile and fully grown states, the Ghost Leviathan is a full-on terror for any beginning player who happens to stumble across them. Whether it be in the Lost River, the Grand Reef, or the Void, if you somehow end up there, these creatures are nothing to be scoffed at. With their eggs hatching in the Lost River, we can meet 2 juveniles down there, including one happily named Jimmy. The largest forms of ghost leviathans you can come across are located in the Void, the ecological dead zone. Yeah. Depending on your depth and length of time out there, you can have trees spawn to hunt you down, which is definitely not nightmare fuel. Definitely not. The Ghost Leviathan is a massive threat to the player, has such a unique design with its mix of transparency and bioluminescence, and is something that no player will ever forget coming across. Potentially number 1 on some other people's lists, I got the Ghost Leviathan ranked at number 2. In at number 1, to probably nobody's surprise, is the Subnautica Starboy, the Reaper Leviathan. Causing havoc and sowing seeds of horror into every player's mind, this is any new and experienced player's biggest opposition as you traverse the crater with hopes to complete your tasks. With a menacing sleek design, they are one of the few creatures with 100% no bioluminescent features. They dwell mainly in sites such as the crash site, the dunes, and the mountains, notoriously dark and murky areas, meaning if you see the Reaper Leviathan, it's close enough to attack. As well as this, you may not see it, but you will hear it. The Reaper Leviathan's roar can be heard from a distance, but is used almost like sonar, meaning you can't see it, but if you hear it, it can see you. These nightmare-fueled giants of the sea are also the reason why a lot of what would have been potential survivors of the Aurora's crash aren't survivors. These apex predators chow down on anything in sight and show no mercy. The most consistent hostile Leviathan you'll see throughout playthrough, they're also aggressive and do large amounts of damage, striking fear into the hearts of so many new players, leaving such an impact on new and experienced players alike. The Reaper is justifiably my number 1 pick. So, that's the list in full, guys. If you agreed, please do drop a like. If you disagreed, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear everyone else's thoughts. For all who may be interested, I stream on my TikTok channel almost every night. A mix of survival games and horror games are mainly what I focus on, a lot of Subnautica at the moment. Please do pop in and say hello if you're around. If this picks up, we might do a below 0 Leviathan list too. We just gotta see. But that is all for now, folks. Take care and be safe, everyone. Ciao for now, arrivederci.